Hello lovelies and welcome to another episode of Losing Sight of the Shore. As I mentioned in episode 56, I'll shortly be leaving London. So over the next few weeks, my videos will be focused on looking back over the last 2 years and wrapping up this series. So on that note, today's video will be focused on the lessons that I have learned during my time as an au pair. My favourite part of the job is my relationship not only with my incredible host kids, but also my host parents. However, if you watched episode 26, which I posted over a year ago, you will know that au pairing has not always been the enjoyable and rewarding experience it now is. My first family and I weren't a good fit, and we had many issues for many different reasons, but I learnt a lot during that first placement and implemented those lessons I learned into my second, which enabled me to have the most incredible year of my life. So I hope that by sharing those lessons with you, I can help a future au pair avoid the miserable start I had to what has become the most amazing adventure of my life. So here we go. 3 things I've learned as an au pair. The first thing I learned was that it's okay for me to be selfish as long as I'm polite about it. Something I felt uncomfortable with at the very beginning of my time as an au pair was saying no when asked to do overtime. I was desperate to prove myself and I wanted my host family to feel that I was dependable. I also felt that it was in my job description to be flexible and that if I refused, it would make the environment of the house really uncomfortable. The unfortunate ramifications of being a live-in childcare is that there's an unfair balance of power between an au pair and their host parents. It took me a long time to find the courage and security to stand up for myself, but when I did, things improved dramatically. I'm still incredibly flexible in my work hours, a skill that's highly valued as an au pair. But when I moved to my second placement, I made some very big changes to my attitude. I made the most of my opportunity, and this allowed me to put myself first. I'm no longer afraid to say no to babysitting nights if I already have plans, and I've built a relationship with my host parents that allows me to feel comfortable to ask for days off or early finishes so that I can go to an event or away for a long weekend. Because I'm polite and I don't abuse this relationship, I get to do things and hang out with my friends as much as I want, while still being a reliable and trusted au pair. My second lesson is heavily connected to the first, but it is the importance of clear and honest communication. In order to build that relationship with my host parents, I first had to feel comfortable talking to them. And that was a lesson that I only really learned once I got to my second placement. With my first, I really struggled to understand the dynamic of au pairing, as I'd only ever worked in an environment where there was management, upper management, and little old me. So it was very hard for me to see my host parents as anything other than my bosses. Because I was only able to see my host parents as my managers, I only felt comfortable talking to them about things that related to the kids, and this put a huge strain on our relationship. Of course, it didn't help that they made me feel like my personal life was being judged, and I was really uncomfortable around them because of that. When I moved to my second and current placement, I was able to make the mental transition that allowed me to see my host parents and myself as a team. It was and is the 3 of us working together to raise and provide for the kids, and it was this mentality that allowed me to create real friendships with them, my host mum in particular. It's made asking for favours and turning down requests much easier, and life has been far less stressful for me over the last year. A big cause of discomfort for me last year was that I would spend Monday to Friday instilling good manners in the kids, and then I'd head out to spend my weekend with my friends, and when I came back on Monday morning, all my hard work was completely undone because my host parents never backed me up. They never reinstilled what I'd been working on during the week. I didn't feel that I could talk to my host parents about this, so the situation festered, and I just ended up being incredibly unhappy. Now at my second placement, we work as a family team to instill good behaviour in the kids. And overall, I feel so much happier here because I feel like my opinions are valued. Which brings me to my final lesson, which was the importance of looking after myself. Like I mentioned earlier, at the beginning, I felt like I had to prove my reliability and flexibility as an au pair. And as a consequence, I worked myself to exhaustion over and over again. No matter how much you love your host kids, they are still kids and full of energy, and if you're not careful, it can be really hard to keep up with them. I didn't prioritize myself, and I often felt very lethargic. And in the end, it led to me catching glandular fever, which was misdiagnosed as tonsillitis, and kept recurring again and again every time I was exhausted, until it was eventually diagnosed, and now I'm able to manage it properly. Now I'm more aware of making sure I get enough sleep and I eat healthier. I'm even working on cutting down on how much I drink, but it's going to take some time to break through the binge drinking culture that's so ingrained in me, but I guess that's for another video. After years of struggle, I am now a person who works very hard to prioritize both my physical and my mental health. But without a doubt, the most important thing I've learned is to take a moment every day to remind myself how lucky I am. So I smile, I give the kids a cuddle, and I try to enjoy every single minute of this incredible experience. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, please like, comment, and share this video, subscribe to my channel, and for a greater abundance of Sophie, you can find me on my social medias. If you're a prospective au pair doing some research, then look out for my video next week, where I'll be bringing you some top tips from real au pairs. But until then, bye!